Greetings, Jeff Schielke speaking to you on Friday, March 26, 2021. And things are really rocking and rolling. In the shot world in Batavia, we've become kind of the center of the county here as far as with the Sam's Club property being converted into the shot center under the leadership of our very active county board chairman, Corinne Pirog. We have had a lot of action. Batavia Police Department, if you've driven out there, we are standing by, making sure the traffic runs smoothly, and we also keep our eye on the crowd because every now and then we get somebody that gets pretty upset because they can't get a shot or they're mad about something. So it's an ongoing issue with us, but we're here happy to participate because it is such a necessary service. It's basically, in some instances, it could mean the difference between life and death. So I ask everybody to bear with us in the days ahead. It looks like we may be out there giving vaccine till maybe sometime in November. So we're going to have that for a while, and hopefully some of the folks that stop in the shop or to get a shot will maybe then also stop and have something to eat or go in one of our stores and do some business. So there may be some spin-off benefits from it. And at the end of the day, whatever it's costing the city will be probably totally reimbursed by money's coming from the state and federal government. So it's not really costing anything. The police time, the cost of the electricity and everything else is probably all going to be covered. So we're I guess I would say we are pleased to be a participant in support of what's going on, and certainly I have been a benefactor of some good leadership at the county level specifically, and from the people in the health world all the way up through the state. They've tried very hard to put this together, and there's a lot of moving parts to it, and it's not something that you easily bring together. We still have a lot of stories of Batavia people who really got desperate and needed a shot, at the very early days of this thing, and some of them went great distances. I talked to some folks that drove to Pekin. I've talked to other people who've been to Rockford. I've talked to some senior citizens of Batavia that went to the west side of Chicago. It amazes me where people wanted to go to get a shot, and then we've had some citizens in our town, and certainly our RSVP group, who have participated and done a monumental task in helping many of the senior citizens get to the shots and figure out where they should go, and many of them don't have the technology backgrounds to be able to do this without some help. And so all those who volunteered at no pay to step forward and literally give hundreds of people assistance in trying to figure out how they should get their shot. There's a lot of angels in this town that really have risen to the occasion, and I'm very, very thankful that our town has so many nice people who are here to support us in so many different ways. So we are going to be continuing on that course for the next few months, and again I ask everybody's support and cooperation. Next subject I'd like to talk on is, just very briefly, the police department is continuing to tell me that there is a rash of attempts, specifically earmarking senior citizens to somehow get you on the phone or get you on the computer and then play some type of a situation with you. There's all kinds of scenarios out there about getting you to do something about giving up your Social Security or your credit card numbers or your driver's license number or whatever. And then they do strange things with those numbers. And we've had some people have money taken out of bank accounts. We've had people have a lot of loss on credit cards. So please be very, very cautious when anybody calls you either on the phone or over the computer. And the computer really is becoming quite a crime zone as it applies to senior citizens, because they get brought into things and people say, well, we're going to give you this deal, or do you realize that you're the heir to some money, but you got to send us your number to confirm who you are. And you send them the number, and then they go to work on your credit card accounts. And so there's a lot of bad stories out there, and we got probably 3 or 4 people at the Batavia Police Department are spending most of their time just trying to chase down all this stuff. We've had some recently where they send you an email and say that they've made a tape of you in some compromising situation, and you better be willing to pay them some money or they're going to put this on Facebook or some stupid thing like that. So there are going to be a lot of people out here who are being victims of this, and I'm just very upset as the mayor that we have this thing going on in our town, because it is not a very pleasant situation to deal with. That being said, let's move to some more positive things. I think the $64 question in Batavia right at the moment is, what is happening at the Batavia Public Library with all the scaffolding that suddenly is surrounding the building? Well, let me just say that the library is alive and well and very sound, both as it operates as one of our finest institutions and structurally as it stands there as a building. As you may remember, it's reaching about its 20th year of existence, and the library board, which is a very conscientious group, has determined that there's some cracks and there's some tucks and there's some needs of repair, and so there's a lot of crack filling and window repairs going on, and that's what all the scaffolding's all about. And I guess they're going to, before it's over with, they'll encircle the building with the scaffolding, but right now it's on the Batavia Avenue and on the Wilson Street side, so it's highly visible, and people think that they didn't know what was going on. But I've had several inquiries about that, and we'll see where that all hopefully will be taken care of. But we just want to let you know that's out there. Also, another piece of news that I was given this morning is that the city, working with the Chamber of Commerce and Batavia Main Street and the downtown businesses, is happy to report that sometime either the week of April 5th or April 12th, the outside dining ideas that were prevalent in downtown Batavia last year are about to return. And specifically the area on North River Street between Wilson and State Street. And then the other area is on Water Street between Wilson and First Street. And they will be, and I think the idea is to kind of liven both of those areas up with some more entertainment and music and performances. And so we're very, very pleased that, again, the Chamber and Main Street are rising to the occasion. We're trying to get everybody back in. And of course, the $64 question in the community right now is, when can we take off the mask? And as I always tell you, I take mine off when I do this so people can understand me, and I'm socially distanced from those who are making the recording. But we're still asking everybody to carry a mask, and when you're going into a store or going to be in close contact with anybody, please continue to wear it. And we're also asking you that you follow the social distancing rules, although I guess now we're kind of closing them up a little bit, and the schools are reopening, so there's a lot of efforts to kind of bring things back to normal, and hopefully they will. And as you know, the football team is out playing their games now in the spring versus the fall, and so we're trying to get town back into order and get things back to normal, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll be there. The governor tells us we're someplace in between phase 4 and phase 5 of getting. Phase 5 pretty much gets us back to normal, and phase 4 is what we're rolling into now, and it's all going to depend on how the health reports come down in the next few weeks and how we as a community, as a state, react. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. I know we have the opportunity now. Many of the restaurants are reopening, and people are being able to go out to dinner together or lunch together and have special moments between themselves, which many times in the last few months they've been cheated from doing that because the restaurants weren't open, or there wasn't anybody that they wanted you to come in and carry it out and eat it at home. So hopefully some of the nice opportunities that people who like each other can spend time together, and friends can begin to meet again. I was talking to Omar over at McDonald's the other day, and he tells me that they've told him to kind of start looking to hire some more people so that he can get the dining area there reopened at some date when things allow it to happen. So there's a lot of preparation and planning in effect, and so it's been a positive week, and certainly today looks like it's going to be a great day. So anyway, I'll close with that message, and again, the final message I'd like to say is that I am told that coming up here in the next couple of days is going to be the 100th birthday of Ruth Burnham, who is a beloved Batavia resident. She and her family for many, many years lived at the northeast corner of Jefferson and Main Street, and that neat little, or not little, that neat house that's there. Her husband Joseph was president of Marshall Fields, And they were a very prominent family and still are in Batavia. Their children were very, very present and active in a variety of things. Their daughter Ann is a Batavia school teacher for many years. And so we've been very blessed by having the Burnham family in Batavia, and specifically Ruth has been a key player in a variety of good causes and projects throughout the entire time she's been here. Been very, very supportive in church work and work of various women's groups in town, and certainly took a very active role in community discussions on a variety of things. So Ruth has been one who really has made her chief contribution to Batavia to make this a very good place for families to live. And I just want to wish Ruth a very blessed 100th birthday in the days ahead, because she is most deserving of it. So on that great note, I will close, and we'll see you next week.